I deactivated my Facebook and Instagram. So if you had me on those, I'm no longer on them. I don't foresee myself ever going back on those platforms.
So as you can see here, Mario's not only back on Instagram, as he claimed on his goodbye video that he no longer was, but he's casting out his giant fishing net in a sea of young ladies on Instagram. And given his recent history, it seems pretty evident he's most likely trying to cyber with them. Why else would he be following and messaging random girls online? But this particular girl here that he followed and messaged, one that I blocked out her name, was one of my subscribers who emailed me a screenshot to show Mario is back on Instagram and tried to start a chat with her, which I'm sure he attempted to do the same with a slew of others, hoping one fish will bite the bait he laid out for them. So what exactly does this mean? Besides the obvious that our Vigilant brother found the time to break from rehab to prey on women online, it means he's back lurking. And most importantly, it means he's not actually focusing on God as he claimed he was going to be, which is all the more reason to know he's lying when he reappears and tries to feed his viewers that God delivered him from his addictions. I know a lot of his defenders would tell me I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but this is what I meant on the last video when I said we can't let our foot off his throat. If you let him get away with the small things, it won't be long before he's getting back to getting away with the bigger things. A house doesn't just burn down in an instant. There's a spark that ignites a flame. Then that flame spreads and spreads and spreads until you have an unstoppable fire that will destroy the entire house. This is why as soon as the spark ignites the single flame, you need to extinguish that flame right away before the fire even starts. Because once a fire starts spreading, it can be too powerful to put out. And right now Mario is trying to create a spark to ignite a flame. I can just about guarantee you he's strategizing and plotting right now how to earn back the public's trust and get back on YouTube to keep scamming people. Without a doubt, Mario will be back in the future and tell us he's been spending all his time with God and that God delivered him from all of his addictions. But this screenshot here of him trying to chat up random girls on Instagram is evidence that once again he would be lying and cannot be trusted. He is clearly not focused on God the way he's going to tell the public he is. This guy is a criminal. He should be prosecuted for all the donations he accepted under false pretenses and bought drugs with. But he gets away with it scot-free. This guy has been running scams on people for years and even admitted to it on a live stream that he had last year, just months before his texting scandal was exposed. Here's a clip.
Coffee is for closers. I was a closer. I was a shooter. What's up, Mrs. Jones? Pull up your credit card there. I was really good. I'm a really good salesman, man. Man, we would just get on the phone and boom, 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 one victim after another.
I know that he's talking about here what he was doing before YouTube, but now that we've learned just how hypocritical and dishonest he's been throughout his entire YouTube career, it's really not much of a stretch to believe that he's actually conveying to his viewers that he's still in fact a criminal in a subtle, hidden in plain sight way that most cannot discern. He just comes across a little too giddy and excited talking about his criminal past. He doesn't come across remorseful at all. He actually seems to be proud. And though we know he's telling his viewers how bad criminal activity is, we now know during the time of this live stream he was involved in criminal activity himself. as he was accepting donations for an online ministry but buying drugs with the money. How is that any different than the credit card scam he was talking about running before he started YouTube? He was scamming people before YouTube, and when that dissolved, he discovered a new way to scam people, and that was YouTube. And he's been doing this the whole time he's been on YouTube since day one. James 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Here are some clips from his newer videos and older videos to display the many contradictory things that he said. His only consistency is inconsistency.
I was involved in some sexual sin, some marijuana addiction, other things like that. I mean, I don't need to get into detail about exactly all my sins, but let's just say that TVC hasn't been the best Christian behind closed doors. Hey everyone, I pray you're doing well. I wanted to record this video to just talk about something that many Christians don't talk about, and that is when we find ourselves to be living a double life. And to be quite honest, up until recently, I have not been living up to what I should have, and I'm going to admit that to you. I've been double-minded, and there's things that I've done that you would be shocked to find out about, and I'm not proud of it. Okay, but I want to let you know that I'm resolving today to strive to overcome all those things. We need to constantly be fighting and be honest, so I ask for your prayers, everyone, that you would begin to pray for me. I'm going to make an honest effort to plug myself into a good church, surround myself with good brothers, be in prayer, constantly asking God to protect me from all these things, because I've fallen into sexual sin, I've fallen into substance abuse, I've fallen into treating people horribly. I'm doing a lot better. A lot of it had to do with my struggles mentally. There you have it, everyone. I confess I've lived a double life, and I'm not doing that anymore. Up until recently, I have not been living up to what I should have. I confess I've lived a double life, and I'm not doing that anymore.
What's up, Mrs. Jones? Pull up your credit card there. I was really good. I'm a really good salesman, man. We would just get on the phone and boom, 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 one victim after another. It's horrible. It's not worth it. There's consequences, okay? God set up the world, okay, in a way that when you are doing illegal activities, it's going to come crashing down on you. All things are going to be brought to the light. It is better, young people, to live with integrity.
People have said things like, Mario, you only came clean when you got exposed. Yeah.
It is better, young people, to live with integrity.
You only came clean when you got exposed. Yeah. And I am not a pastor who was ordained.
I'm an evangelist, brother, okay? Ordained, okay?
I'm not a church. I haven't been ordained into any type of spiritual authority position.
I'm an evangelist, brother, okay? Ordained, okay?
In order that I could even be disqualified from being a pastor. I was never a pastor. I've been tanning, preparing to go on vacation next week to Mexico. I'm going to be running the ceremony of a friend of mine who's renewing his vows with his wife. I haven't been ordained into any type of spiritual authority position. I'm going to be running the ceremony of a friend of mine who's renewing his vows with his wife.
If you are not ordained, how are you officiating a wedding? Am I missing something here?
I haven't been ordained, and I'm going to be running the ceremony. I haven't been ordained, and I'm going to be running the ceremony. And I am not a pastor who was ordained.
I'm an evangelist, brother, okay? Ordained, okay?
When I've been praying to the Lord and receiving from Him His guidance, He's been speaking to me to help those of you out there. So I need to step away and work on my relationship with God. I clearly heard this by the Holy Spirit when I've been taking time with Him.
God sure does seem wishy-washy as He is telling you one minute to stay on YouTube to help others, but then telling you to get off YouTube to work on your relationship with Him. Did he tell you to get back on Instagram and start messaging girls too?
When I've been praying to the Lord and receiving from him his guidance, he's been speaking to me to help those of you out there. So I need to step away. I clearly heard this by the Holy Spirit when I've been taking time with him. I deactivated my Facebook and Instagram. I don't foresee myself ever going back on those platforms.